Parliament is calling for a gradual phase-out of all thermal power stations, blaming them for the high cost of energy in the country. The Parliamentary Committee on Energy is also calling for a review of all contracts entered between the state and independent power producers, terming them as questionable. The committee noted that the situation had been worsened by the failure to complete several transmission lines across the country, especially the Ethiopia-Kenya transmission line that has worsened the situation.
According to the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics November report, thermal energy fed to the national grid hit a 30-month high despite a strong push by the government to phase out diesel power from the system. In this period, Kenya Power increased thermal power uptake to cover up for the declining contribution from hydro sources. This came at a time when there was a huge outcry over the rising cost of energy in the country. The National Assembly has been probing the causes of expensive power and have drafted a raft of proposals to reduce the cost of energy in the country.
We will not be very far from what's happening in South Africa or Zambia in the next 3, 4, 5 years, because there are no power plants being built today.
The Parliamentary Committee on Energy says intentional failure to phase out thermal power companies that are owned by powerful individuals is set to blame for the high cost of energy. The committee chairman Vincent Kawaya says it plans to review all independent power producers' contracts with the government.
What we want to unveil is a committee and to understand what are these interests that have caused us to retain expensive power producers in the system who continue to fleece Kenyans.
Addressing the press in Naivasha after meeting stakeholders in the energy sector, the committee has urged the Ministry of Energy to finalize the construction of various transmission lines. Some of the power lines, like the Narok-Bomet line, are expected to phase out the expensive Muhoroni gas stations as they are concerned about its delays. Energy Cabinet Secretary Davis Chirchir has said the government will launch the Ethiopia-Kenya transmission line later this year, where Kenya will get an extra 200 megawatts from Ethiopia. Nduta Mokami for Lunchtime News.